Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ricky V, and today we have episode number 4 of the Elite Fitness podcast. We're going to be going over Primobolan today, Methenolone. If you want to read all of the content that I'm going to be going over today, go to elitefitness.com/articles/Primobolan-Methenolone. There you can find all of this information that I'm about to go over. If you'd like to follow me and some more of my content, other podcasts, articles, pictures, follow me at rickyvrock.com. That's RICKYVROCK.com. Or you can go to bigrickrock.com. BIGRICKROCK.com. All right, so we got Primobolan today, and let's get started. Primobolan is an altered form of dihydrotestosterone, DHT. As with most DHT derivative drugs, it does not increase estrogen or prolactin levels in the body. In fact, Primobolan actually has mild anti-estrogenic properties. Primobolan is one of the few oral steroids that is not carbon-17 alpha alkylated. As a result, the steroid bypasses the first pass of the liver and causes no liver toxicity. Primobolan is one of the few steroids suitable for female use. There is an injectable and oral version of Primobolan. Primobolan depot is the injectable version, where the Methenolone hormone is bound to an anaphate ester. Primobolan is the oral version, where the Methenolone hormone is bound to an acetate ester. Besides their half-life, detection times, and delivery methods, there's no difference between the two versions, and both provide the same base hormone. Primobolan has an anabolic to androgenic ratio of 88 to 44. This scale is based on testosterone, which has a ratio of 100 to 100. As a result, Primobolan would be considered relatively weak for bulking. However, Primobolan is a great addition to a cutting cycle. The main benefit of including Primobolan in a cutting cycle is that it increases nitrogen retention in the body. This prevents loss of muscle mass during a caloric-restricted diet. Human clinical studies on Primobolan have shown that users retain all of their muscle mass while eating 30% less calories than the requirement for extended periods of time. Primobolan is often stacked with other DHT-derived drugs such as Anavar, Masteron, and Winstrol. All right, guys, so we're going to be focusing on Primobolan today, the oral version, really the one that is bound to the acetate ester. In a later podcast, I will go over the Primobolan depot, the anaphate version. But today we're going to focus on the oral. So let's get going. And on this podcast today, we're going to be discussing the history, esters and injections, dosages and use, cycles, half-life, side effects, managing the side effects, buying, the trait names, and I'll give you some links to other information you can go over about Primobolan. History. The Methenolone hormone was first released to the market in 1962 by the pharmaceutical company Squibb. Both an injectable version and an oral version of the steroid were sold. The injectable version, Methenolone anaphate, was sold under the trade name Nabal-Depot. The oral version, Methenolone acetate, was sold under the trade name Nabal. The rights to the Methenolone hormone were purchased by Schering a few years later. Schering renamed the steroids to Primobolan depot and Primobolan. Schering, a German-based company, only sold the Primobolan steroid in Europe. There was no Primobolan available for purchase in the North American market unless it was ordered from Europe. What's interesting is that although it was not sold in North America, it is one of the few steroids approved for human use by the US FDA. Primobolan was primarily developed to prevent muscle wasting in patients with HIV and cancer. Primobolan is also clinically used to prevent muscle loss and osteoporosis development in seniors and in the growth of children suffering from the late onset of puberty. Primobolan is considered one of the safest steroids available. It boosts the immune system, does not affect digestive flora, and is virtually free of side effects. Yeah, guys, as a side note, Primobolan really is a very safe steroid. It's one of only maybe a couple of steroids that any women should use. So it is a very safe steroid when compared to the other ones that are out there. Esters and injections. An oral and injectable version of Primobolan are available for purchase. In the injectable version, Primobolan depot, the Methenolone hormone is attached to an enathate ester. In the oral version, Primobolan, the Methenolone hormone is attached to an acetate ester. The oral version is slightly less bioavailable than the injectable version because some of the hormone is destroyed in the digestion and absorption process. Neither version is liver toxic, so the only real benefit of the injectable version over the oral is a slightly higher bioavailability. Oral Primobolan Methenolone acetate has a detection time of about 4 to 5 weeks with a half-life of 6 hours. The injectable version of Primobolan depot, Methenolone enathate, has also a 4 to 5 week detection time with a half-life of about 10 days. It is interesting to note that although the half-lives of the two drugs are different, their detection times are the same. Due to the short half-life of the oral version, the daily dosage should be split into 2 dosages spaced throughout the day. The injectable version should be injected once or twice per week. Dosages and uses. An effective dosage is between 500 to 800 milligrams per day for males and about 5 to 20 milligrams per day for females. If using the oral version, it is best to split up the daily dosage into AM and PM dosage. The bioavailability of the drug does not change whether it is taken with food or on an empty stomach. Most users will break up their daily dosage by taking their AM dosage with breakfast and their PM dosage 30 to 60 minutes before their workout. Cycles. Men will get the most out of Primobolan by stacking it with testosterone and other DHT-derived drugs like Winstrol, Anavar, and Masteron. The testosterone base in the cycle can be replaced with a good natural testosterone booster, and the Masteron can be removed from the cycle if someone doesn't want to do injections. A testosterone, Primobolan, Masteron, and Winstrol cycle is a very common and effective cutting cycle. HC-Generate, now called Entogenerate, is a great testosterone booster you can use to increase your own natural testosterone production instead of taking the injections. Entoslin is a very strong recomposition agent that will help you build lean muscle mass at the same time you lose body fat. It will amplify the results you get from the steroids you're already taking. Yeah, guys, on a side note here, you can take some over-the-counter supplements to help the way your steroids work. Make sure that not only is it a safer cycle, but that also you're getting your money's worth out of those steroids by making sure to enhance the whole process. So something like Entoslin is going to help you recomposition right along with your Primobolan cycle. It'll help you make that shift of burning body fat while putting on muscle mass. If you want to check out Entoslin, go to N2SLIN.com. Entoslin.com. You'll be able to read all about it and find out where to buy it. A proper post-cycle therapy, PCT, is needed after each cycle to restore natural testosterone production. You want to wait until the steroid esters have started to clear out of your body before starting post-cycle therapy. As a general rule, you want to start PCT about 4 to 5 days after your last injection if you use a short ester steroid, such as testosterone propionate and Masteron propionate, or if you did an oral-only cycle. If you used a longer ester, such as testosterone cypionate or Masteron enathate, then you have to start PCT about 10 to 14 days after your last injection. Females should not include testosterone in their cycle. Females can use Primobolan by itself or stack it with Anavar. Bridge is a very common muscle builder used by men when they're off steroids to maintain the mass they gained on the steroids. For women, Bridge offers a natural way to gain muscle mass without the side effects. If you want to check out the Bridge product, go to N2Bridge.com. Now, a proper post-cycle therapy is required after each Primobolan cycle for a female too. Although females do not have testicles, they still produce testosterone through their ovaries and adrenal cortex. Natural testosterone production will be suppressed by the use of exogenous steroids, and a PCT is required to restore normal production. Females should start PCT 4 to 5 days after their cycle. Side effects. Overall, Primobolan is considered a very mild steroid. It is one of the few oral steroids that is not liver toxic. It does not increase estrogen or prolactin levels in the body, so side effects like gynecomastia and water retention are impossible. Primobolan's effect on blood pressure is extremely minimal and pretty much negligible unless you have a pre-existing condition with blood pressure. The main issue with Primobolan usage are its negative effects on cholesterol levels, suppression of natural testosterone, and increased hair loss. Although its impact on cholesterol levels will be far less than other steroids, Primobolan will decrease the HDL to LDL cholesterol ratio in the body. As long as you don't have pre-existing cholesterol issues, this shouldn't be a huge problem because your levels will return to normal after cycle. Following a cholesterol-friendly diet that is high in omega-3 essential fatty acids and low in saturated fat and refined sugars is the best way to minimize Primobolan's negative effect on cholesterol levels in the body. There are rumors that because of Primobolan's mild and virtual side effect-free nature, a PCT isn't needed after each cycle. But that is simply not true. A small daily dosage of Primobolan has been shown to decrease FSH and LH production in men by 65%. A proper post-cycle therapy is needed after each Primobolan cycle to restore natural testosterone production. Finally, if you're prone to baldness, you might want to forgo Primobolan use altogether. Primobolan is one of the worst steroids for promoting hair loss. Drugs like finasteride will have no effect on reducing hair loss from Primobolan usage. The only prevention steps you can take is the daily use of Rogaine, which is minoxidil spray, or daily use of a good anti-hair loss shampoo, such as N2 shampoo. If you want to check out N2 shampoo, go to n2shampoo.com. Managing the side effects. Following a cholesterol-friendly diet that is high in omega-3 fatty acids, low in refined sugars, and low in saturated fats will keep Primobolan's negative effects on blood cholesterol levels to a minimum. In addition, the supplements niacin, red yeast rice, fish oil, and hawthorn extract all have been shown to improve blood cholesterol levels in human clinical studies. Use of any steroid will suppress natural testosterone production, and Primobolan is no exception. Natural testosterone production will return to normal after the cycle if a proper post-cycle therapy based on Clomid, Novodex, Ostrin, Cardarine, and a good natural testosterone booster such as N2 is run after the cycle. Primobolan's effect on hair loss is the hardest side effect to try and prevent. Primobolan is a DHT derivative, so drugs like finasteride will have no effect on preventing hair loss from Primobolan usage. The only real preventive measures include daily use of Rogaine spray or a good anti-hair loss shampoo. Like N2 shampoo, go to n2shampoo.com. Due to Primobolan's well-documented effects on promoting hair loss, I don't recommend using Primobolan longer than 12 weeks without a break. The entire cycle doesn't necessarily have to be only 12 weeks, but the portion of the cycle where Primobolan is included shouldn't exceed 12 weeks. Buying. In most countries, you will need a prescription to legally obtain Primobolan. Many users turn to the black market to purchase the drug. Primobolan is relatively hard to find on the black market, with pharmaceutical-grade Primobolan being pretty much non-existent. It is also one of the most expensive and commonly faked steroids on the black market. It is very important to do your research and carefully choose sources when looking to purchase Primobolan. There's no regulation in underground labs, and the quality of the product will depend on the source. This is particularly important for females because the steroid used to replace Primobolan in a fake product may be much more androgenic and cause masculating side effects, such as facial hair. The cost of a bottle of UG Lab prepared Primobolan ranges from $80 to $200. There's usually no difference in the cost between the injectable and oral version. So yeah, guys, Primobolan is one of the most fake steroids out there. They fake it because it is very expensive to buy, and you could replace it with a cheaper steroid that, to someone that doesn't know any better, may have the same effects. And it'll just be cheaper for them to manufacture that way, and they'll sell it to you and make you believe it's Primobolan. So buyer beware when it comes to buying Primobolan. You got to know your source. All right, guys. So that's about enough for today. If you want to read this article, go to elitefitness.com/articles/Primobolan-Methenolone. If you want to follow some more of my content, podcast, articles, pictures, workouts, just follow me at rickyvrock.com or go to bigrickrock.com. That's it for today, guys. Episode number 4 of Elite Fitness Podcast, and I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one, guys. Guys, so this is the required legal disclaimer. I am not a doctor, so none of what I say should be regarded as medical advice. I'm only sharing experience from my own steroid usage, and you must contact your doctor, speak with your doctor before you do any drugs or get into any kind of training regimen.